In this episode, we're going to explore the fifth key to creating a winning team: supporting risk-taking. Our goal this week is to build your confidence and trust that your team members will do the right thing, even if their efforts fail to achieve the desired result. Are you ready to nail down a win on stage 35 of this year's Tour de Profit? Let's get into it.
Welcome to Why Business Teams Fail and How to Avoid It, a show helping small business owners build a radically engaged team that can run the business without you, so you can remove the stress from owning a business and enjoy the freedom you deserve. Now, here's your host, Rich Allen.
Today you'll learn that team members appreciate having a leader who has trust and confidence in them to take action. That even though you can't ensure a great outcome, you want your team members to know that you trust them to make difficult decisions. And that the best way to find and fix problems in your current processes is to give your team the latitude to solve problems and try new approaches. Here's my question for you this week. How much latitude do you give your team members to step up and step out to try something new or different? Welcome to stage 35 of this year's Tour de Profit. We're in the heart of the region we call 7 Keys to Creating a Winning Team. Over this 7-stage section of the race, we're diving deeper into the critical areas that must be a priority in your business in order to build the kind of high-performance teams that will help you steer your business towards your long-term goals. We've covered the first 4 keys already, so you should be well on your way to creating the kind of work environment that will breed enthusiasm and productivity. As you recall, we covered strong leadership as the first key. Hopefully you made some personal changes to improve in this area. Then we covered the value of having a common goal, key number 2. This alone can create positive change for your people. Next, we reviewed the reason why to establish rules of the game, key number 3, so that your people could work without worrying about going out of bounds. And last week, we touched on the importance of having action plans, key number 4, across your business, starting with you, the business owner, but reaching to everyone on your team. This week, in stage 35, we'll focus our attention on the 5th key, supporting risk-taking. In this stage, we're going to explore the benefits of allowing your team members to stick their neck out without the risk of having it cut off. Take a minute and think about how much latitude you give your team members. How much freedom do you give them to do the right thing or take care of the customer when the situation goes beyond the norm? If you're like most business owners, you keep your folks on a pretty tight leash. How do I know? Well, think about this for a minute. How many times have you heard the phrase, "I'll have to get my manager to approve that," or "I can't authorize that without my supervisor's approval"? I hear it all the time, don't you? In fact, I was checking into a hotel recently, and there was a discrepancy between the rate we had been quoted and the rate on the check-in sheet. When we brought it to the attention of the desk clerk, what do you think her response was? Yep, you're right. She said, "I'll have to clear that with my manager first, and she's not here right now." What do you think might have been my reaction to that? Was I impressed with the hotel? Did I think I was being treated like I was important? Or was I being dismissed? You guessed it, the latter. Why do you think the desk clerk was not given the authority to make that kind of decision? Was it lack of trust, lack of training, concern over being taken advantage of? Why? What are the reasons you don't give authority to make exceptions to your team members? Is it lack of trust, lack of training, or concern over being taken advantage of? Here's the funny part. Because the clerk was not the least bit interested in our concern, we made the decision to have dinner somewhere else. As a result, the hotel lost an opportunity for us to spend another $100 or more with them on appetizers, drinks, and dinner, not to mention the negative feelings we had about our experience at the hotel. And the kicker is, we're not likely going to recommend that hotel to any of our friends. So for the sake of a minor misunderstanding, the hotel owner just lost revenue, potential new business, repeat business, and goodwill with a paying customer. Is it worth it? How does this scenario align with your business? Is there anything that applies here to your business? Here's the scary part. This was not a big deal. What if the stakes were higher? What if the customer was a big part of your business base? What if something similar had happened to your largest, most profitable customer? I recall a situation that happened in my past business where we were late on the production of a critical unit for a big customer. To expedite the production and reduce the shipping delay, we scheduled the unit to be built on the third shift. When the shipping clerk realized that we were likely to miss the delivery date by putting the unit on the next delivery truck, he made a bold decision. He put the finished unit in his truck and drove it to the local airport where he kept his private single-engine plane. Without asking anyone for permission, he flew the unit over 600 miles to the customer's location, arriving the morning that we had promised. As you might imagine, when he returned, there were mixed emotions. He had taken a huge risk, gone way outside our standard procedures, cost the company a sizable amount of money in airplane fuel, but met the commitment to the customer. I recall the debate and discussion. Do you recognize and reward or chastise and punish? We chose a middle ground to recognize his out-of-the-box thinking and use it as a learning situation to avoid being late on future shipments. If I asked your team members how you would react to them taking a risk and doing something outside the standard procedures for the good of the customer, what would they say? Not sure? Why not ask them? Better yet, why not have the discussion with them before it happens? Why not set the expectation that you want them to take the risk when necessary to do the right thing for your customers? Let them know that you trust their judgment and will always stand behind them, even if you think they did the wrong thing. If done right, you can use these situations as a way to learn and improve your internal processes. Every time someone steps out and takes a risk, take the opportunity to recognize the effort and make improvement in your processes to avoid a similar issue in the future. Supporting risk-taking can be a very liberating action for your team. If they know you have their back no matter what, when they take action for the benefit of your customers, they'll become your strongest supporters and best salespeople, guaranteed. Try it this week. Find a time to have the discussion with your team to make sure they know you support them, trust them, and expect them to vote in favor of the customer when resolving a sticky issue. You'll reap big rewards by moving your business in this direction. As we wrap up today's podcast, let me leave you with these simple thoughts. Number one, rather than keep your team members on a short leash, give them the authority and autonomy to make bold decisions. Number two, when things do go wrong and someone has to step up to fulfill a commitment or meet a deadline, use this as an opportunity to review and improve your processes. And number three, remember, if you demonstrate your trust to your team members, they will repay you with loyalty and a commitment to serve your customers well. If you'd like some additional support in this area or want to tap into our free resources, simply go to my website, tourtoprofit.com. You'll find everything you need there. Thanks for joining me today. Be sure to tune in next week when we're going to discuss Stage 36, 100% involvement of every team member. You won't want to miss it. Now, go make it a great week, and whatever you do, ride hard.
Thank you for listening to Why Business Teams Fail and How to Avoid It. Make sure to like, subscribe, and tell your friends so you don't ever miss an episode. Now go make it a great week, and whatever you do, ride hard.